Hello, everyone, and welcome to the gener8tor Founder Series Spotlight. I'm Troy Vossler, co-founder of gener8tor, and today I'm joined by Matt Dicou, co-founder and CEO of Reset. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Troy.
Well, let's kick things off. If you can start with introduce yourself and your company. Tell us about Reset, and I also love to hear like the genesis story. How did you get started in it? What sparked the idea, and tell us more about the company.
Yeah, for sure. It's a culmination of both like personal and professional. So on the personal side, I grew up in a blue collar family and saw just how hard my parents were working, but also that they were struggling to get ahead financially at the same time. And so there were a couple of moments growing up that really stuck with me. And so really, uh, the why is I want to build solutions, financial solutions for families like my family. And then fast forward a little bit, I actually interned at Visa, and then I ended up taking a full-time role there after graduation. And so I learned the world of payments. And there was a lot of dots that connected for me in terms of uh, how to use the financial system in an impactful and positive and mission driven way. And so basically, that's where things started to intersect. I worked on the product team at Visa. I was leading Visa's earned wage access vertical. Earned wage access being the ability to access your pay every day as you earn it versus every 2 weeks. And that's the space that we're now building in. So the idea is to leverage financial technology to help people improve their financial health.
Nice. And what's the current traction? Whether that's revenue or customers or fundraising, whatever you're comfortable sharing. What's the current status of Reset?
Yeah, so we're seed stage. We are, and maybe this will be a little clearer as well for the audience. We actually sell our embedded payment software, which does the earned wage access component that I was just talking about, to financial institutions, so to credit unions. So in terms of traction, we are live with the members of two different credit unions. One launched about 2 weeks ago. A third will launch before the end of this year. And then we actually have another eight that will be launching in Q1 of this upcoming year. And that's because we're part of a program that's called PhiLab through Filene, which is like a credit union think tank, and has been, very well respected and regarded for a long time in the credit union space. We're going through their PhiLab, and basically they match you with financial institutions. You do tests with them, little like pilots, and then effectively, yeah, you go from there. So we got a bunch of client launches that are coming soon, and scaling up to meet the demand.
Cool. Congrats.
Thank
And
you.
where are you and the company located?
So I'm in Palo Alto, California. Actually speaking with you from my garage. That's where my office is. But the our company is headquartered here out of California. But we have a few members of our team across the U.S.
And then why Palo Alto or why California? When you think of that, is it because you're from there or life circumstances brought you there? It's just the best place to start your fintech or give me the why.
Yeah. So I think there's a couple of reasons. Visa actually, when I worked for them, they're headquartered out here, so that brought us into the area. But effectively, uh, SF, I'm long SF. I think there's a lot of really interesting things that are happening in AI and fintech and just in technology in general. It seems like a lot of not just being tech native, but just like a lot of tech forwardness that is really helpful. And I think that bleeds into um, accelerators, access to capital, and other things that are here in the area. And I just think that both of my co-founders are out here with me, and very fortunate to work with them, and I think there's just really good talent density here as well.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Now you Reset went through our Curql Accelerate program powered by gener8tor. When was that, Matt?
Yeah, it was just this last summer.
Cool. Tell us more about that experience.
Yeah, it was incredible. What basically it was there were five fintechs that were selected, and we had just a ton of like really helpful, I'll call it collisions, but in the positive way, with our core customer that we sell to, which is credit unions. And so Curql as a fund is backed by somewhere around like 150 credit unions as limited partners. And so they play kind of a matchmaking role. And so through the accelerator, it was we kind of went on the road with them. We went on site to three different credit unions, got to spend time with their executive teams and their just their operational teams as well. And so it was extremely valuable because we got to get many helpful collisions, like I was saying, with our customer, learn deeply from them, go on site with them, talk to people who maybe wouldn't normally be in like sales meetings. I feel like it really accelerated our learning. And for those credit unions, I feel like we strongly deepened our relationships with those key decision makers as well. So all in all, very helpful. We also participated in their conference that their annual conference, VentureTech. And so the accelerator was kind of a lead up to that as well.
And how would you say the accelerator helped you the most?
I think clarity in how we talk about our solution for credit unions. There's a vernacular. There's, customers are actually members. There are specific components of being in the credit union space that are only true of being in the credit union space. So really becoming conversant. But then I think going a lot farther than that, going a lot deeper than that, like actually being able to test out things. So like I've gone into um, on sites that we did during this accelerator, and there were things that I wanted to test out, and we did mentor swarms. So we were talking to a lot of different individuals from the credit union in short succession. So I would test out like how does this land on you, and like this value prop or this metric for success, or like what are the gotchas, where are the landmines, and I test things out. So I felt like it was just like a really concentrated way to learn very quickly from experts, from our core customer.
Nice. Now, having gone through it, what advice would you have for entrepreneurs or founders that are considering an accelerator program?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of accelerators out there, and I think what I would say is like there's sort of like the top 10% or 20% of accelerators that are really nailing it. And I think what sets accelerators apart, and was certainly true for the Curql accelerator, is it like when it maps to the core things that you need to be thinking about as a founder to get closer to product market fit. So for us, it was talking to our customer a lot and having lots of opportunities, lots of shots on goal, lots of different forums. Some it was just like, virtual meetups, to all the way on the other side where it was like on site with them. And I think really what I would, advise other founders to do is like, as you're thinking about an accelerator, think about what's inherent in the name of accelerator. Like, is it accelerating you? Is it helping you to get closer to product market fit? And so for us, I feel like we made, in the last 6 months since doing this program, we've made a tremendous amount of progress around sales pipeline, and it feels that we're much closer to product market fit than we were, given the nature of the accelerator. So I would ask yourself, how the accelerator fits within that process and like try and be objective about that.
Nice. Tell us about your favorite part of the Curql Accelerate program, or maybe the favorite connection that you made either during the program or sometime after.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was doing the on-sites and going on-site. It was, a great way to uh, go deep with the teams, build relationships in a way that, a 30-minute Zoom meeting you just absolutely can't. I think that um, at least for our customer set, like more traditional sales process, so like showing up, shaking hands, uh, earning each other's trust and interacting like beyond the sale is really important. And so I think that has been a big piece. I think the other thing that I will mention is as we sort of went through the process of the accelerator and refined our pitch, et cetera, then we had this opportunity to pitch at VentureTech as well, which we had to apply for. And we were fortunate to win Best in Show and be voted on by I think 130 different credit unions were there in the audience. And I attribute like the connections that we made during the accelerator and like the improvements in our pitch, et cetera, directly to getting that vote of confidence by the credit union industry.
Nice. And then my last question I ask each entrepreneur, if you had one ask for this audience, people watching, what would your ask be? Maybe it's an introduction, advice, mentorship, a customer. What would be the ask for you and Reset?
Yeah, if you have community financial institutions in your network that are interested in both like driving impact for their community, as well as like the financial ROI that comes along with that, so it's sustainable impact, then definitely reach out. We're looking for community financial institutions who are looking to the future, tech want to be tech forward or currently are tech forward, and are interested in partnering with fintechs to help them achieve that goal. So
I love it.
any introductions there would be welcome.
Well, thank you, Matt. Matt Dicou, co-founder and CEO of Reset. We'll include the link in the description. Please check it out if you have any referrals to community financial institutions, credit unions, etc. Please make sure to get in touch with Matt. Matt, pleasure to connect here. Congratulations on all the success and good luck.
Thanks, Troy. Thanks for having me on.